Welcome to this week's edition of Panther News Nation. I'm Colton John.
And I'm Camille Way. Here's what's happening around Principia. Practice is already underway, and the first game is right around the corner. And with a new championship coach, Principia's basketball season is sporting a fresh look as well. Principia boys basketball is looking and sounding very different this year, largely due to this man, Coach Jay Blossom.
First steps, just trying to really change culture, how hard we're going to play, how we're going to act in the classroom. We have no one with experience of how we have normally done things and stuff, and we're relying on a lot of freshmen to play predominant roles on a varsity team, which is a lot on freshmen.
With 3 state championships to his credit, Blossom came out of retirement to coach at Principia, to take on the challenge of building a new program from the ground up.
We set the ball down and we sit down and go. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
It's going to be a process, and that's part of it. You want to enjoy the grind, you want to enjoy the process, and to get to your ultimate goals.
Like every other coach in the game, of course, Blossom wants to win.
Well, my ultimate goal would be, we'd like to win state championships here.
But just as important to Coach Blossom is what we do best at Principia.
More importantly, we'd like to graduate kids who are going to be successful in all aspects of life, be able to go to college, get great jobs, have a chance to play in college, and that they want to play beyond that. So to develop student athletes both on and off the court, to be where Prent alumni could be really, really proud of the type of kid we developed.
And that, says Coach Blossom, is the real championship team he hopes to create at Principia. For PNN, I'm Camille Way. Thanks also to Issa McManus, Marcus Hughes, and Reed Shaman. Our first game is slated to be played November 22nd in the new Simon Fieldhouse.
Competition among Principia's 4 houses is typically pretty fierce and, for the most part, pretty even. But this year, one house already seems to be leading the pack. Parth Patel and I explain.
This year, Flint House seems to be coming out ahead when it comes to leading in the house competition. How are they doing it?
The biggest thing for Flint House is just building confidence in our house. I mean, we've had a rough past few years. It's really important that we kind of get the spirit of community back, and so that's something that Cole and I have been trying to do.
Having everybody be included, having everybody want to be a part of it.
Members of Flint House also feel the presence of spirit during their house events and meetings.
I know how to get us fired up during events, and it kind of makes me want to participate in the event a lot more than I normally would if they didn't say anything. So.
The energy they bring, they're always really excited to be in-house, and that makes everybody else excited as well.
There are a couple of things that seem to be working for the house captains.
Definitely being more organized. We have a bunch of stuff that we do to prepare in advance with house events and committees and just keeping everyone in the house organized.
Our main focus is to be proactive. So this year we're really trying to get our crews and our committees to work together.
Yeah, so Cole and Lily are really good with finding small things to get a lot of house points and just staying consistent with making sure we have events.
With the lead early in the competition, Flint House has no intention of falling off later in the year.
The biggest thing is just staying on top of it. Just hosting events and being really consistent about our efforts, making sure that we don't fall off is really important.
Making sure we're staying consistent with events weekly and getting those house points up.
This is Parth and Colton reporting from PNN.
Thanks, Parth. And in our final look at fall trips, Collins wraps up his look at students' perspective of their trips after they returned.
After the trip, I went around asking everyone about which trip they went to.
I went on the sailing trip.
The Oregon rafting trip.
We went on the sailing trip.
The junior sailing trip to Maine.
Sophomore trip to the Dominican Republic.
The junior sailing trip in Maine.
Sailing in Maine.
And how they felt after attending it.
The trip was amazing. It was so team building.
It was just a lot of fun to try a new skill and be with everybody.
The trip really brought me closer together with my crew.
It was a really difficult trip. I don't really think it's that enjoyable to be on the boat in the middle of the ocean, but it's the people on the trip that kind of makes it a lot more fun.
The only thing that I loved about the trip was really the quiet time that we had when we had like solo time to like reflect.
Before the trip, I felt like I was very disconnected from everyone, but after the trip, I just felt like so surrounded in love.
It was amazing.
They also had something that they learned from the experience.
I learned how to persevere through a lot of challenges, and I learned how to be comfortable with uncomfortable.
Camp and use teamwork.
Just the ability to be like patient and learn with everyone.
When we get outside of ourselves and see the needs of people around us, it can lift up a community and it can lift us up in our work and our effort.
Some of them had a message for other students.
Just keep thinking outside of yourself.
Don't overpack.
Trip is what you make it be.
Be prepared to do things you never thought you would do. Be prepared to sacrifice a lot for your crew members.
Don't shy away from any of the activities, because if you put yourself fully into it, then you'll have an amazing experience.
Don't be scared of the trip. It's really not as bad as everyone makes it seem.
Thanks, Collins. And that's our look at what's going on around Principia this week.
From all of us here at PNN, make it a great week.